coming at you with the next video of the series. So I think I'm gonna actually break these up into each individual, like, so Plat 4, Plat 3, Plat 2, just because the amount of effort that goes into RIKKA and like being able to play through the interactions and controlling everything, it's a lot easier just to break them up, because otherwise I feel like my videos would run like an hour long, which is a little ridiculous. I figured breaking them up into maybe 16 minutes a piece might be a little bit more digestible. So without further ado, let's jump into this one. So of course I always have to start every video with the loss. It's the most dumbest thing in the universe. But this one, I mean, honestly, this one is just for pure comedy, because this is a completely bullshit deck. So this one was kind of ridiculous. Like, gimmicky deck. You're gonna see why. So I end up just playing. So that's the other thing that's kind of good about this. You can kind of see like how to play through. Let me take a break. So this is good because this is actually a game where I actually go into my RIKKA stuff first. So you saw that the RIKKA starter, I went into Petal, then from Petal, like I ended up pulling Mudan into my hand, sacrifice the Petal for Mudan to put her on the field, and then this will allow me. So I already had Cone, otherwise I would have went into Cone. Instead I went into RIKKA Sheet, because then I already had Glamour. So I have everything I kind of need here. Like, so I have Cone I'm going to put in. I could have Glamour and Sheet working really well at this given moment. So now I kind of locked myself a little bit. Like, I try to go into Lily Borea and try to go the Therion route, or Therion King route. But what I ended up doing unintentionally, so one thing to note about this card is that if you start Cone on this turn, you're plant locked. You can only deal with plant monsters, and Therion, Regulus is a machine. So I kind of screwed this up a little bit, not realizing. But, that's the thing. Like, you don't play this deck for a long time, you end up kind of remembering some of the interactions that you have. So, it's alright. I mean, I still end on a pretty decent board. So, Strenna. So here I end up pulling back Glamour just to have more Glamours, and then I can do Regulus for the following turn, which isn't, the end of the world. So now he sets 4 and passes. So now immediately I'm thinking Labyrinth. So kind of priming my mind for that. So see, now I get the Regulus, so I'm like, fantastic. Then he goes into this bullshit. So like, you're just gonna see how this ends up. This is awesome. So I try to grab Regulus onto the field. He ends up doing a series of traps. And one of the traps of bullshit's ability is that he just summons an obnoxious amount of cards on my field, so now I'm locked to all the zones, and then Regulus goes into the trash, because I couldn't even get Regulus out in time to try to use his negate. So, sad truth. But now, I'm still trying to play through it. Like, I'm working with the 3 monster zones that I have. I end up going into Primula and Princess with Glamour. Try to grab Snowdrop, and then what I did here was I went to Teardrop. So I'll break this down for a second. So, obviously Snowdrop, her effect, making everything the same level of your choice. So I chose Snowdrop, ended up doing everything as 8, went into this level 8 XCs. Now I try to grab Lily Borea, and see, this works. So like, I have Lily Borea here, and I have Therion here next to her. That works too. So now I can use Therion's effects with Lily. So I attack here, 2800. He uses this bullshit and attacks me with it, which is awesome. So now I tribute that out of there, attack again, and then he just bullshits me for the final time. Gotta love this game. So it was a really tough one to lose, because I even had like a monster negate, and I think I had a monster negate and omni negate, and even despite all of that, nothing was allowed to go through, which I don't understand why. So now this one was a punk deck. They ended up going first. They spammed with punk stuff, and then at the end, like, basically no matter every single like step I tried to take, they just negated it or stopped me. So that was how they got me. They just went first, and I had no interruptions. Now this one, so this is actually another good example of having absolutely no cards but RIKKA and being able to combo in the direction that I want to be in. So I go pedal, get Mudan just as an extra, just in case, because I have all the cards that I need from RIKKA. I end up tributing, then I go into RIKKA Primula, get Konkon out, put Princess down, and he quits. That's literally the whole thing. It's crazy. I'm telling you, once you start comboing, a lot of times these guys just don't even want to be a part of it. So this one I go first. This one you get to see like the full combo in all of its glory. So Unexpected Die, Dryas from Lokai, Dryas gets Sowing, Sowing on the field. Then you get Lokai, get Dryas and Healer, then Sunsea Twin. That's one thing. Oh, that's what happened. So Sunsea Twin I actually already had in my hand. So just letting you guys know, that was the weird part of this. So I actually had Sunsea Twin. I couldn't use Dryas's effect to get Sunsea Twin. So I then instead went to get an extra Lokai. So now I have 2 Lokai here. And then I just summoned Sunsea Twin to get this Lokai. So it's literally Dryas to pulling another Lokai. Then I just summoned Sunsea Twin to get this Lokai here. Just so you guys understand, this is a little bit altered in how I went about this. So now, Dryas, Healer. Then I get this healed. So now this happens, and then Borea I put on the field. Here. So now that's good, I get this Coliseum. Now, I do, so very important, don't forget to use Jasmine's effect to tribute out this Dryas to get your Lone Fire Blossom. Melius to another Lokai, then I got Bangalancer, that's phase 1 ended, then I get this Coliseum to get Regulus out, and now Regulus is the end of phase 2, Lone Fire Blossom into Mudan, get Konkon, then I go and get Konkon here, Glamour, tribute out, I tributed out the extra Lokai because I had more fodder than I needed, now I got Princess and Primula, I put those 2 down. Then I go ahead and get Strenna, and then I think I try to pull back the Lone Fire. Oh no, actually I pulled back the Glamour. Now, the other thing to note is that at the end of this whole combo, don't forget to drop your traps and your quick play spells. Please, because there's several times where I would set up this whole board, and I'm like, oh, this board is freaking awesome. But then I'll forget to, do the last bit of follow-up and making sure I set up my traps as necessary. So I had Sheet, and I set that very early just to make sure I didn't forget. But I also have Called By, so I made sure to save that just so that way I have further follow-up in case they try to do any nonsense. So Preparation of Rites, Mechankos. So he uses Mekanko, I end up using this to tribute out my Strenna, so now he can't use his ability, I get Teardrop out, and now I'm even in a much better place. I used Regulus here because I thought this was going to be a last-ditch effort of what he was trying to do here. So I get that, and I thought it was the end. He had another level 7, so I let him do that. So now here, he puts this out, and then I just straight up tribute him, and then he wants to quit. I knew he was running out of moves eventually, but luckily he didn't have to go through all of my damn negates. So this one, I think, yeah, this one is like as normal as it gets, I'm pretty sure. So Dryas Sowing, then I get the Sunsea Twin, use both of these effects at the same time. I get Healer and another Lokai, pull that into Jasmine, then get Dryas, then get Healer. Healer heals Dryas, therefore Jasmine uses her effect to get Lily Borea, pull Lily Borea out here. Throw that away, get this Coliseum going. I went a little out of order, but it still works. I did Coliseum to get Regulus, then I went into the Melius, then I went into Bangalancer. But see, that's the thing. Like, this I fucked up, see? Like, I ended up going out of order, and then I kind of lost my place. I did not use Jasmine to get rid of the Dryas, but I still played through this, luckily. How? I don't know. So I got Glamour. End up throwing away Princess. I get Primula and Princess here. So now Primula goes, and then I had to pass because, again, like, I already used Rikka Princess's effect because I stupidly didn't use Jasmine's effect. But even still, I still have a pretty strong board, just not the board that was ideal. So I end up getting rid of the Dryas to stop the Lord of the Heavenly. I know it looks like he's going into a looks like he's in a Labyrinth deck. So, and sure enough, with that field spell, that confirms it. So here, I have to play very carefully. So I end up ashing this Big Welcome, but of course he has a fucking Solemn Strike. Who would have thought? Then he ends up using that to destroy my Cone, which kind of ticked me off. I use this to stop Lady from getting on the field, and then now all he has is Lord of the Heavenly, and then now he's in for a world of a bad time. So I end up going, so I start, you know, this is like the typical combo for Rikka, Petal, summon Mudan, tribute whatever you want to get Cone. But I'm pretty sure I tributed Petal there. And then now I got Rikka Princess, and now I can go into Strenna. So I have Strenna out. Pull Strenna. Get the Glamour back. Now I just straight up bounce this card out of here, and then I win the game. And then again, like, I still had follow-up. I still had, like, a shit ton of cards. Like, I mean, I had Therion for another Omni Negate for next turn. Bangalancer would have been refreshed for next turn to bounce anything out. And then I also had the ability to take Strenna and tribute her to get another Teardrop or whatever whatever I needed from the Xyz pile. This one was another Labyrinth player, but this Labyrinth player was able to get Max E through, so I had to try to play to a certain spot and stop, but he ended up pulling a Nibiru. He didn't... I mean, I negated his Nibiru, but it still went through somehow. I don't know how. And then that just really set me up for the rest of the game. Like, he ended up setting up his board with his Labyrinth deck, and then I just couldn't play through it. Now, going into the next game... Oh, that's what he did. I remember. So just, yeah, so that's what it was. I went and did use my monster effect negate on his stupid Nibiru, but then he had like a, I think he had a Solemn Judgment, or he had like some kind of counter trap that he bullshitted me with, and then, you know, when that happens, then there's nothing I could do. Like, even though I had Regulus on there, I couldn't Omni negate that, so that just set me up. That's what happened. So now going into this game. So now this is another alternative start. So I had nothing, so I ended up going into Lone Fire Blossom, into Mudan. I took Mudan, got Cone, threw Cone down. Now I have Glamour, so I ended up electing to go for Sheet. I used Rikka Glamour to throw away the Mudan to get the Primula and the Princess. Primula, Princess, Strenna, throw away Princess in the graveyard so I can use that. I have pulled Lone Fire Blossom back, and then this is, you know, I mean, this is still somewhat respectable. I mean, it's not the best board, but at least it's still a board to start with. So now he goes into Pot of Prosperity here, and he calls by the grave my Princess. This little bastard knows how Rikka plays, so that took away my Princess, but I still maxied him just in case, just to see what he was trying to do here. So I saw the Nibiru, so he ended up pulling the Impermanence. And then he sets that, then he goes into this. I had no idea what the hell that was, honestly, but I just let it go. So now next turn rolls around, I get Harpy's Feather Duster. So I end up pulling Glamour. So with Glamour, I get rid of the Strenna to get Princess and Primula, but what I end up doing is I end up getting the Teardrop Princess just to be safe. So I got Rikka yeah, I got the teardrops, and I got Lone Fire, and then see, so now I can't get RIKKA Princess. That pissed me off, so I Feather Duster him before he can use his impermanence. So now with Lone Fire, I end up just grabbing Lily Borea. Then I get Therianda's Coliseum. I see, so now I overextend here a little bit, so I ended up throwing this Coliseum in here to try to get Regulus, but it wouldn't let me summon him. That was a really weird interaction. I'll be honest, I'm a little clueless as to why this didn't work, because I had Cone on from last game, and now he even leaves me, so I do keep Teardrop on here, just to make sure. So, like, I'm just going to take a quick look just to make sure I'm not missing something. Because I'm trying to remember, like, the start of my turn if I turned on... Okay, so yeah, Cone is... Yeah, so Cone is here. So, like, that's why I don't understand. So, like, when you activate Cone, meaning, like, when you put her on the field, then, like, it won't... Then you can't plant lock. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe anytime you activate Cone, then it plant locks for the turn. That might have been what happened there. So the fact that I pulled Glamour, I can't... summon Regulus, so I had to do it beforehand. So I'll remember that for next time. So now going forward, so he uses this card, I end up just maxing just to be on the safe side of things. So now he goes into this Michaelis. So once he goes into this Michaelis, you already know what the hell happens here. Get that shit out of here. So I throw her ass out. And then that's his end phase, so he had nothing else to do. So then from here, I finally get Regulus out, so that's cool. It took me long enough. And then he quits the game. After that, he knew that was it for him. And yeah, that is Plat. Oh, just kidding. I thought that was Platinum 4, but it's not yet. So, one more game. But that's the thing. I mean, it's crazy how many powerful monsters. Because like I had Teardrop and I had Regulus, and those two are alone. Like with an Omni Negate and a Tribute, too powerful. Like it's just way too strong right now. So now I play into, of course, another Labyrinth player. So now, what I try to do here now, like I said, it's been a little while since I played this deck. I trialed something out. I tried to use Cosmic Cyclone to banish this to see if it would stop it. Clearly did not work. So now I know not to do that. So that happened. But I go to Coliseum, he ashes me, and then I end up cross-out designating his ass. So that's cool. So now I still get Regulus. And then I go Harpies him just to make sure there's nothing going on with these cards. Of course, it's an Imperm. Then I Unexpected die, and then I just go into my normal combo. But that's the thing. Now he literally has no traps, no nothing. He just has this 1/3000 monster, and I'm pretty sure he was hoping that that would be enough to stop me, but it wasn't. Because I just go into my normal combo, pull everything that I need out, but at the same time, I use Bangle Lancer's effect, because like I knew this was going to be over, so I just took the 3000 hit, and then just, or actually no I didn't. That was my original plan, but then I had an even better plan that came to mind as I started playing this game, and I'll show you. So Lone Fire, Mudan, Cone is here, and now I got Glamour going, and I just go, whee! Send his ass out. So now I didn't have to take any damage. Then I get these two out, and the reason that I was able to do that, by the way, is because I did not use my normal summon. So in the very, very beginning, I used Unexpected Die, so that took away the normal summon. So now, or I'm saying that I didn't have the normal summon for that. So then I knew that. So when I went to tribute this monster, I didn't need the special effect of Primula to go off. I could just normal summon her. So I just normal summoned her, used Princess's special effect, and then that got me the Strenna. So that got us here. So make sure you remember when you normal summon, or if you don't normal summon, because again, you can use it either way, no matter what. You could unexpected die and hold your normal summon, or you can normal summon in the very beginning. But again, you know, you're like 10, 20 moves into the combo. You have to remember how you started, because then that gives you your options later on down the road. You could be more flexible. So now, I mean, with this board, I mean, like going first, this is already, you already saw this going first. Going second, that's the end. He's dead. Like, this is enough to kill him. Nothing else he can do here. And even if he tried, Regulus as an Omni Negate, I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to OTK him, depending on what stage I was in the battle phase. But if I was able to get Regulus to hit him, and then he tried to use something at the end, then Regulus, it doesn't matter. I just use Regulus Omni Negate effect, get, you know, negate whatever he does, and then just attack with Strenna for game. So, hopefully you guys learned something new. I'm going to continue the series into Platinum 3, and thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in round 3.